welcome back to the Chisambo show. Now, if you have children, I'm sure you have figured out that they don't come with a handbook. Big shock. And even if they did, it wouldn't be of any value to anybody really, because those little kitty winkies, they all are very different. Different quirks, different personalities, and goodness only knows what. So I figured I would share 3 things that I have done consistently that have really helped me in my relationship with my children. You know, I've got 2 children, Josh and Brandina. Obviously, you've met them, and they're as different as chalk and cheese. So whatever I've been doing has worked well on both of them. So I thought it would be worth sharing. Okay, now I'll say the first thing that I did was I had to learn to listen. Oh, it was a hard lesson to crack really, because when my daughter was 7, 8, around that age, you know, they're always asking questions and stuff, and you get tired and you kind of like zone out. And so for some time she would ask me, she would remind me of something that she had told me, and I'll be sat there, huh? And she'll be saying, you don't listen to me. So we devised a system, we'll put something in place where if she ever caught me not listening, I would owe her £1. And boy, did that jar get full pretty quickly. So I learned to listen. Yes, I mean, there may be times when you are stressed and you may not be able to do that, but it's great to communicate that to your child, to say, no, now mommy is a little busy or daddy's busy, so, you know, let's pick this up a little later, okay? So I had to work on those listening skills, and I still am working on those. And so I'll say the second thing that I worked on was giving them quality time. Now, I saw a TV program, Super Nanny, and you know, Super Nanny, if you haven't seen it, goes to various households where parents are struggling with the behavior of their children, and so she gives them tips on how they can get better along or gain control. And one thing she said was give them quality time. So what she meant by that was that you take one child, if you've got more than one child, of course, even if you have one, it will work just the same. Take your child alone and maybe spend 30 minutes a day, 20 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever you can spare. And it doesn't have to be daily, it can be every other day. Just, you know, you just have to look at your schedule. And she said, just spend time with them. And at that time, during that time, let the child decide what you're going to do, whether you're going to watch a movie together, whether you're going to sit and chat, whether you are going to go fishing, go for a walk, whatever. But homework doesn't filter in there. It's their time with you, and that's how you get that communication going. And that has really worked well for me, because I remember my son, well, he was in high school when we started this. He was in year 7, I think, if not year 8. And so he had to go to school very early. So it would be 6:30 where he would knock on my door. Come on, Mom, it's quality time. And I'll drag myself out there. But it has paid dividends, because at this point in time, he still talks to me and we're good friends. So that really worked. And it worked the same with my daughter. She valued that. And even when they were having a hard time at school, I would find out about it during those times, and it gave me the opportunity to nip things in the bud. The third thing, fabulous. Now, with the third thing, you have to be very open with your children. They ask a lot of questions, and mine did, and they still do. And you have to be really honest. I mean, one big question is like, so where do babies come from? Right, well, you're going to have to give them an answer. I mean, obviously, it has to be pertinent to their age. You know your children better than anybody else. So you give them answers. And I remember many a times when my son would get into trouble because he was talking to somebody about where babies came from. And it was quite shocking to the people who were minding them at that point. So when I came to pick him up, this lady calls me and says, you know, Josh was saying this and that, and oh, I wonder where he gets that information from. And there I was, yeah, I wonder too. And then when we were going back home, I told him, you see, son, I'm very open with you. I tell you a lot of things that many parents don't tell their children, so be discreet at times, okay? But with my daughter, I mean, I'll do the same, but my daughter was more on the quiet side, so she didn't get into trouble in that way. So there you go, 3 things, only 3 things. If you put them into practice on a consistent basis, believe me, you're gonna have your children as friends for life. Well, I hope that helped you. We're gonna go on a break. We'll be right back.